Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the late stream. It's it is what it is. I wanted to show you guys something here before we started out. Hey, Pyro Kurt, Nura, David N, Mitch Ashtown. Good to see you guys. This is how bullshit gets started on YouTube. Came across this short from this guy.
Won the Second World War in the Pacific was because their
It talks about China outproducing the United States in ships, and just talks about quantity of ships that China produces compared to the US. I made the comment, you have to look at tonnage produced, not just the quantity of ships. China is at about 23.25 million tons of production per year. US production is only 100,000 tons. Those numbers are from the Alliance for American Manufacturing. US Navy sits at about 4.5 million tons worth of ships. In 1 year, China could theoretically produce the same tonnage as the US Navy times 5. Completely backing up what this guy says. Just from a different perspective about tonnage, because people like to talk about tonnage of ships. Hey, Dankster, I don't know if you saw my comment on Vita's video, but I'm thinking it was you that's trying to get me in trouble. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, it just gives, you talk about the number of ships. It doesn't really count for much of anything when you talk about, okay, you produce 100 ships, but then you have to quantify that with, they're small ships, they're this, that, when you talk about tonnage, it doesn't matter. China is producing 23.25 million tons of ships per year. U.S. production is 100,000 tons per year. Yeah, China can outproduce ships. Totally agreeing with what he says in his video. Yes, China is producing smaller ships. Yeah, that Vita, Goldie. And for those saying size of the ships matter, kind of doing the size matters jokes there. Small ships are doing really, really good work. And if you don't believe me, well, go talk to the crews of the PT boats that were operating in World War II, or go talk to the Ukrainians who are taking out Russia's Navy right now with drone boats the size of jet skis and speedboats. That's what I said. Yes, I downvoted his reply to me, because keep fooling yourself, my friend. That is this guy. So I am agreeing with him, but he says I'm fooling myself. If you're going to go on YouTube, read the whole comment before you reply. You just make yourself look silly. And yeah, this is how internet rivalries and bullshit start. But you know what? I don't care. It was hilarious to me that I'm sitting there agreeing with them, just showing in my in my mind, a better way to look at it as ship tonnage instead of talking about number of ships. Because yeah, I could produce these little tiny boats that, you know, sink at an inch high wave, and I could produce millions of them a year. Yeah, maybe a ton. When you talk tonnage, you're talking apples to apples. When you're talking number of ships, you're comparing, you know, raspberries to grapes to cantaloupes to watermelons. But when you talk straight tonnage, it's a more even thing. That's my point of view, anyways. I just wanted to show you guys that and show you how funny some people could be because they probably just read this, figured I was trolling them, and posted that. And yes, I did make sure to tell him, dude, I agree with you, and you say I'm fooling myself. uh, so I guess I shouldn't watch his content because he's making me fool myself. Yeah, that was just too good to pass up. And yes, the whole Vita thing. Um, uh, went through and watched this a couple times now, and I remember somebody here, and I'm blaming Dankster because where is it? Where did Dankster comment? Anyways, Dankster made a comment in here, and I made one too, but I can't find it right now. Maybe it's in these replies. No. Oh, Dankster's trying to hide now. Where is it? Come on, I know it's in here. I should have just took a picture of this so I could have it, but oh no, it wasn't Danker, it was Dunk on You. Okay. I'm sorry, Dankster, for falsely accusing you. It was Dunk on You. So someone mentioned that I should go and help Vita rebuild her house. You know, she bought a house in Zhytomyr and is fixing it up and it's her Kiev bomb shelter. Oh, this is Thank Ukraine. Here, I'll even share the link for the video. I saw that was me, but the pin message thing is Steve. Okay, so I get to blame Steve. Okay. So I watched after watching this video. Yeah. My viewers are always saying I need to help Vita with her village house when I go back to Ukraine. I am unsure if they're trying to get me a job in construction or as a gardener landscaper. But after watching this video where she shows off a good portion of the house, I think you're just trying to get me in trouble. I mean, she's a really cool person. Um, PhD teacher, has students, but she doesn't know houses, and she had to have the roof replaced on her house. And I just kind of want to, plenty of lumber there. They put siding on the house to hide the rotting wood walls. But come on, show it, show it. I know it's right here because she's right there, but oh, come on, show the roof. Okay, there it is. So she had construction workers redo the roof. For one, that's not how you do a roof support. You don't butt up two frames and put a 4x4 at the top. But then this. That is her attic you see right through there. So, yeah, her house is exposed to the elements still, even though there's a roof on it to keep the water out. Yeah, that's no bueno. I mean, yeah, the roof looks good, other than like the two issues I pointed out, the beam across the top and then this one. But yeah, there's issues here. Basically you go to this is just below where that edging is. Basically what she needs to do is take all this siding off, put plywood or something across all of this and match it up. To this part here. And then weather sheet this plywood and then put the siding back on. That would seal up her house and make it weatherproof. That is a lot of work though. And I don't know if I'm up to be able to do all that work. Well, not only that, but you have moisture going in and out with the humidity, and that will sit there and expand and contract the wood, push out nails, and make the roof fail again. Not to mention walls, plaster, everything else that's going to expand and contract with the moisture levels. I mean, it's not a hard fix. It's just, she complains about the builders, and yeah, there's like that whole wall needs to be rebuilt, and she just hired them to do the roof. So yeah, the wall need to frame out the wall and get that in there better. I was like, what are you guys trying to get me involved with? Oh, I know I can do it. It's not hard. It's just with those electrical panels right there, right here, you have to pull those electrical panels off, pull all the siding off, the frame out, between that piece of wood and the other side and sheet it, weatherproof it, and then put the siding back on. It's probably at least a week's worth of work for a normal worker. For me, that would take me about a month. I mean, yeah, I could do it. It would take me about a month to get it done because, well, since we're showing everybody else's videos here, I'll show you mine. Shorts. This is what I got done out in the backyard today. There, everybody. Just wanted to give you a little tour of the backyard. There is my horseradish patch. You see it just starting to come up right. Zoom in. So there's some horseradish. Right there. Little other pieces starting to stick up through the ground. Oh yeah, it's a disaster back here in a lot of ways, but working on it. Of course, the swing. This was supposed to be my little herb section here, but they all kind of just got too many weeds. My asparagus patch. Asparagus. Rhubarb. Lots and lots of rhubarb. And wait till you see this next patch. And this little disaster of an area. This is, besides like the box and stuff that blew in there that I need to pull out still. This is all garlic and onions. Well, if you could smell this, it's garlic. It's kind of overgrown. Okay, not kind of. It's way overgrown. Seed pods. And just been letting it go to seed. But in the fall, these things are like super, super tasty. Better than any garlic bulb you'll ever buy. Come over here. This is all lemongrass right through there. These are elderberry trimmings that we've planted. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 survived. 8, 9. Ooh. A bunch of them survived. This is the lemongrass. Lemongrass. And of course the girl checking on me. Seeing what I'm doing. And of course my beehives. Some of them. Oh, I'm going to back it up here for a second. I waited. The bin she's in is the bin I use for composting. So all my kitchen scraps, newspapers, everything gets thrown into this bin and it gets composted and spread over the garden in the spring. So this little notch out is the girl checking on me. Is for me to throw all my garden scraps and stuff through there into that. And of course my beehives, some of them back here. And well, the disaster that is
always a work in progress in anytime you own a house.
Hey there. Oh, Papa Dutch, good to see you here. Just showing off a bit of my garden video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get this back down to size. Let's check out the air alerts before we move on to the normal program here. You see drones in Poltava and Sumy. Air alerts all around. I forgot where it was, but there was explosions reported earlier today. There you go, Dobropilia, about 50 minutes ago. Kivnograd, Cherkasky, Poltava, Sumy, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Zaporizhia, and Donetsk, all under air alert. Oh, you don't have to tell me grass brings the heat, because I know it. Show you the monthly forecast for my town. In Celsius, 32, 35, 34, 32. Here, let's even go so far as to switching back to freedom units. Yeah. So, yeah, here I am in the beginning of May and looking at mid 80s to 90s already. It makes me wish I was in Kyiv. I got the bell peppers out front. If the live stream went through and actually saved. AKKGG. So Ukraine's looking at 50s, 60s for the highs right now. Oh, there's a 70 later this month. Well, 76. Way better than my 95. But yeah, even in the middle of July, Kyiv's looking at 83s, 80s, mostly 70s, again, some 80s. So the temperature I'm having here in May is still higher than the temperatures that Kyiv gets in July. Yeah, Kyiv is cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter than I am. Why the hell did I move here? Let's get through the report for today. As always, we start with glory to Ukraine. The 1,167th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. In total, 269 combat clashes were recorded over the past day. Yesterday, the enemy launched one missile strike using a single missile and 106 airstrikes, dropping 167 guided bombs on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements In addition, Russia carried out 5,550 artillery strikes, with 121 of those from MLRSs. They also engaged 2,628 kamikaze drones to cause destruction. Airstrikes were carried out near the settlements of Razny, Velika Pershka, Tumonovka, Tumonovичki in Sumy, Zakharivka, Rubizny, Volchansk in Kharkiv, Pokrovsk, Sukovyar, Zora, Leonidivka, Druzkivka, Rusunyar, Malinivka, Udachny, Novopavlivka, Zelený Kut, Novoukrayinka, Novopil, Bogatyr, Zelený Pol in Donetsk, Novodarivka, Gulyapol, Vysoky, Orahiv in Zaporizhia, Vesely, Borislav, Burgunka in Kharkiv, in Kherson. Oh, you got your first strawberry today, Haji? Nice. I'll have to do a short of my strawberry patch for you guys. Are we ahead on supply point termination and troop elimination? We'll get to that in just a second. With the losses after this report. Yesterday, aviation, missile troops, and artillery units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine struck 14 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons, and equipment, 1 air defense system, an electronic warfare system, an artillery system, and another important enemy facility. Going into the individual directions, 5 clashes took place in the Kharkiv direction, in the areas of Voschansk, zoom in a bit here, Tuki, and Stroyivka. I'm not exactly sure where Stroyivka is. So not along those fronts. Let's hop over towards Kupiansk. Stroyivka, there we go. So 5 combat clashes up near Voschansk and here. Coming to the Kupiansk direction, 7 attacks by the invaders were recorded during the day. The Defense Forces repelled enemy assault actions in the areas of... Oh, shoot, I forgot where that city is. Golubivka? Here we go. Golubivka is just there. Petropavlivka and towards Pushkani. Ushkivka. Novosinovo. No, that's Novosinovo. Well, all the attacks to the northern pocket at this point, coming down to the Liman area. Where to go? In the Le Mans direction, the enemy carried out 22 attacks. He tried to advance in the areas of the settlements of Nove, Kopanki, which is way up to the north. Haven't heard that one in a little while. Trudroviblovo. I forgot where that one is, but I know it's on here. Just where? Oh. It is very hard to keep track of all these settlements sometimes. Oh, I remember. It's one of these settlements, like in here, that is not marked. That's between Novovodenya and Makivka and Novolubivka, Novosadova. Okay, it's one of these unlisted settlements in here. That's right. Kolodazny, Zeleny Dolna, Lipova, which is this small settlement next to Nova, Olivhivka, Rydkobub, and that was 22 attacks in the Lehman direction, ranging all the way down here to up here by Kopanki. Moving to the south, to the Service direction, 3 clashes took place in the directions of Girogorivka and Verkno-Kamiensky. All the enemy's attempts to advance were repelled by our defenders. In the Kramatorsk direction, so moving just to the west here to Kramatorsk, and I lost where I was. 10 clashes took place in the directions of Maisky. Have to zoom in here for Bilohora, Stupochki, and Chasev Yar itself. Moving to the south of Chasev Yar, let me get a drink before my voice cracks. In the Torets direction, the enemy carried out 16 attacks in the areas of Toretsk itself, Druzhba, and in the direction of Divlivka. Now we move into the hottest part of the front for right now, Pokrovsk, where our defenders stopped 115 attacks of the aggressor yesterday. Zoom in here and we'll go through these as best as I can because there's a lot of them. Gnativka, Mirolubivka, Romin, Olegzivka. There's a couple Olegzivkas, Alexandropol. So Alexandropol. I'm not sure which. Then you come over here, there's Novo Alexandrivka and Olegzivka should be here around here, but it's not marked. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to say where it is. Oh, Olegzivka is here. Bagatar as well as in the areas of Malinivka, which is jumping way back up here. Malinivka. Dashenki is here. Zerozova. Then Novo-Alexandrivka, Udashny. Jumping way back over here again, Elizavetivka. Lisivka right here. Shurchenko. Koltanyarka, which is here. Troitsky. Andrivka. And the last one, Bogdanivka. You have to zoom in for right here. Right next to Troitsky. Yeah, 115 attacks throughout this front today. Almost, well, over 4 an hour. Well over 4 an hour. Moving on from Pokrovsk to the Novopavlivka direction. Defense forces repelled 52 enemy assaults near the settlements of Constantinople. Rivnopil, down here towards the bottom. Novopil, which is right here. Novosilka. Privilny, right here next to Volhyny Pol. You have to zoom in for the name to pop up. Shurchenko. And again towards Bagatar. The enemy attacked the positions of our defenders 5 times in the area of Vysoke, near Guliopol. Guliopol. And let me zoom in and check along here for Vysoke. No, Vishneve. Okay, did I just not see it? It may be this one. Vysoke. They might mean this one here, but it's just hard to say with the spelling. You know, Vyshn, Vysok. It may be a change in the name from the Russian spelling to the Ukrainian spelling. But I'm believe it's going to be that town there. Moving over from Guliopol to the Orhiv direction. Near Novoandrivka. It's been a while since I've had to say this town name. Piatuchatki. Piatikachki. And Stepova. The invaders carried out 3 futile attacks on the positions of our defenders. In the Brniproski, over here by Kherson, Brniproski, the enemy did not conduct offensive operations. In the Kursk direction over the past day, get up here by Suja. So this is the cursed directions. Where was it? Our soldiers repelled 23 enemy attacks in these areas. The enemy carried out 317 artillery strikes. 11 of those were from MLRSs. 10 airstrikes were also carried out, during which 13 guided bombs were dropped. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups in the Volyn or Polizia directions. Were detected. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses in manpower and equipment on the occupation forces and are actively undermining the aggressor's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses for today. We'll cover that with the graphic. And we end the report with join the defense forces. Razom Peremojemo. Slava Ukraina. Yeah, I've had those days, they exist. It's what it is. You just got to take them as they come. It's just funny that I'm sitting here trying to recommend videos to Chungus and he's already seen them. Russian losses for... Well, they're reporting it as... Oh, that's already today's? Well, today's came out early. Let me grab yesterday's. So, yes, it's already tomorrow in Ukraine. I'm a half hour away still from tomorrow. Total combat losses of the Russian Federation. May 5th, 1167th day of the full-scale invasion. Today, Russia lost 1,260 more personnel, bringing the total to 958,070 personnel. 5 more tanks for a total of 10,763. 8 additional APVs for a total of 22,411. 43 artillery systems for a total of 27,370 artillery systems taken out so far. 1 MLRS for a total of 1,377. No anti-aircraft, no aircraft, no helicopters, no cruise missiles, no warships, no more submarines, no special equipment, but 137 UAVs today, as well as 109 vehicles. That is the Russian losses for today. Let's do a quick peek at tomorrow's. 1,430 personnel lost in the last 24 hours. 3 tanks, 5 APVs, 61 artillery systems, another MLRS, 145 UAVs, 103 vehicles, and 3 special equipment. So good losses getting marked up by Ukraine. I'm going to get the air raid alert map up over on... Come on, get over there. There was no speech by Zelensky today. He had meetings out the wazoo. Of course, he is on a foreign trip. And just having meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after a press conference at the university. another online meeting, and of course, yet another more on the press conference. So he was a busy, busy boy today. Yeah, tell me about it, Papa Dutch. I did way too much today, and my back is not happy with me today. Daddy Jim, good morning. Hope train members hopping on the Canty caboose for the day. Let me get caught back up with chat here. Papa Dutch asks, are we ahead on supply point termination and troop elimination? Well, you just saw the number of troops eliminated in the last 2 days, yesterday and the day before. Yeah, definitely putting up good numbers of destroyed Russians and equipment. As for supply, well, I can't say what is made it into Ukraine, but I know Reslo is a busy, busy airport, and they're talking about suspending commercial flights to Reslo. And I know I'm not saying that right. Don't ask me how to pronounce that correctly. Of course, I am heading back to Ukraine, and I will be flying into Warsaw. I have not just. I may be taking the train to Helm and then from Helm into Kiev, or I may go down to Lviv. I'm not sure yet where I want to stop first, but it is what it is. We'll figure that out when we get there. But speaking of taking a trip to Kiev, I was talking with Greg Terry and Rick the Ukrainian, and we came up with this list of medical supplies that Ukraine is in need of. These supplies are actually cheaper to purchase here in the United States by about 10 to 15%. Of course, tourniquets, chest seals, Israeli bandages. Those are the ones that have the huge gauze pad, and then you wrap it around, all built into one bandage. And those are packed individually. And blood stop powder. This North American Rescue Cat 7 tourniquet is about $35 in Ukraine. The chest seals are about $22. The 3-pack of Israeli bandages from Everlit in Ukraine is about $30. And the blood stop powder is $21 in Ukraine for a 4-pack. So definitely some savings here. If you want me to carry some of these over, and we'll be giving them to Helena as well as the individual units that I know of and can help out. You purchase them. I don't know until they show up if anybody's purchased. I haven't had any show up at my doorstep yet. When they get here, they get here. I do have Amazon Prime, so there will not be any shipping costs involved, or there should not be any shipping costs involved in purchasing these. And yeah, you guys buy them, and I will deliver them. And I will paste this link in chat. And pin that as the new pin message. Am I? Oh, I was still talking about Papa Dutch's supply. A lot of logistics has been flying out of, well, to the north of me in Mitchell. There's a logistics reserve unit, and they have been activated and are transporting stuff. I couldn't say where. I don't think it's to Ukraine because Ukraine sent its own plane over to the U.S. to pick up those HIMARS the other day, as well as other stuff. So, said morning to Daddy Jim. Open another crate of state vodka. Morale is measured in proof. Yeah, you know they exist talking about being weary today. Yeah, I get those, brother. I know what you mean. I have insomnia some nights where I sit there in bed for 4 hours and can't fall asleep. I did not see anything about an advance in Kursk today, but I know there was several attacks in Kursk. Same as rednecks. Yeah, but the thing with rednecks is we make our own hooch. We don't buy it off the shelf. Yeah, always listen to your body. I'm a firm believer that cravings are your body telling you what it needs and what you need to eat to get that. Papa Dutch says to all, beware of becoming too fatigued. It's hard to think clearly when overwhelmed, but I will tell you this, quitting is for victims. I get your meaning there. And he's not just talking about physical fatigue. Mental fatigue is a thing as well. Yeah, go out, touch grass. These streams, it takes a toll on you as time goes by. I noticed the fatigue happening last year with several other streamers. But one of the reasons I wanted to start doing this stream was, for one, to get this knowledge out there, that's how many attacks, how many drones, how many missiles, how many artillery strikes Ukraine is facing on a daily basis. But I wanted to help take some of the stress off of other streamers like Mercado. He's been pushing himself for 3 years, done multiple trips to Ukraine, and it's not just this little stream that I'm doing every night. It takes a lot out of me, and he's sitting there trying to burn candles at both ends, so I completely get what he's going through. So hopefully me doing this takes a little bit of heat off of him. I see it on other streamers. And viewers too. I mean, yeah, this has been going on for over 3 years now. You need to take mental time for yourself. Even Blonde Bombsheller in Lviv right now. She was waking up at dark 30, 6 o'clock in the morning to be on my streams here with us, to be the moderator and to send out the alerts. And I love her to death for it, but she has to take time for herself. She's dealing with air alerts. She's dealing with the war, physically being in Lviv, going through other stuff with medical issues, trying to get those sorted while she's there. She needs, told her she needs to start taking more time for herself and, be in Ukraine, not up all night with everybody's streams, at least mine. So, yeah. So I'm glad she took my advice, and I haven't seen her in my streams for a couple days. I know she's going to be heading home soon and has her son's graduation to go to and other stuff like that. So, yeah, she needs downtime. You're not even blue anymore either, Golby. I think everybody's like ditched me because I saw Andrew P3 the other day and he wasn't blue either. So what happened to all my mods? They all quit on me? So yeah, definitely need to take time. Well, yeah. Papa Dutch, I think there is one out there. It's just not updated very much. And I keep forgetting the address to it, but there's a live update map that shows you Russian attacks, Ukrainian responses all throughout the day with the timeline. I know Greg Terry uses it. But I forgot the link to it. This one's easier on my eyes, so I use this one. Let's see, where was I? Only 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Ugh. I'm not far behind you, Anton. I got 5 hours of sleep. Just could not sleep last night after the stream. Laid in bed till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Got up, got melatonin, popped some melatonin. Finally got to sleep at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And had to be up at 10:30 to start classes at 11. Doing English practice sessions with Ukrainians. After that, went out, worked in the garden, got the mowing done in the backyard, cleaned that up a little bit. Came inside, did dishes. Yeah, Golby's there. Yeah, I've had those days too where I just like sat down on the couch after coming in, and next thing I know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. No, he came in just after all the trolls buggered off. I was on my own with no mods while the trolls happened, and it was glorious. I loved every minute of it. So yes, unfortunately, no Zelensky speech. You see everybody starting to say good morning. One of Russia's military trains currently being transferred to the front was spotted carrying 70 units of T-62s. These were produced between 61 and 75. Essentially, it's scrap metal on tracks, and the crews operating the machines are most likely doomed, heading on a one-way trip. So yeah, Russia's basically bringing out the museum pieces to try to keep this war going. Russia's cooked. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And unfortunately, Russia's so cooked they cannot end this war, not even for 30 days. New posts starting to come out. At night, an enemy Shaheed. 20 Shaheed strikes in Kharkiv. Shevchenkivsky district. Kolodrorsk district and the Kiev district and the industrial district had damage. Some of the images here coming out of Kharkiv this morning. Goats. Yeah, it must have been the Chechens firing those drones because they aimed for the goats. Fire broke out at the market in Kharkiv as a result of the drone crash. And these are just coming out now. These are just this morning. Let's see. At night, flocks of good drones visited the swamps. In particular, it is known that due to raid of UAVs, airports in Moscow, Volgograd, Kaluga, Samira, Tatarstan, Nizhny Novgorod, Yaroslav, and Ivano stopped working. That's a good number of airports that shut down. Authorities claim 19 UAVs were allegedly shot down and debris fell on residential buildings. The residents of the swamps do not provide any other information by region. Update: the Ministry of Defense of Moscow claims to have shot down 105 UAVs. Jumps from 19 to 105. That was edited just 30 minutes ago. And you see the updates coming out for today's information. In the village in that region, a gas-air mixture caused a fire in one of the houses. The owner of the apartment was injured and the entire building was evacuated. One apartment was completely destroyed and the windows blown out in the neighboring ones. The preliminary cause is said to be a malfunctioning water heater. We all know it's the Russians eating beans, so please send more beans to Moscow. May 6th is Infantry Day in Ukraine. We are grateful to every man and woman who bear the brunt of the war. Ukraine stands because the infantry stands. Check this video out.
Європейські столиці та українські міста, великі заводи та маленькі кав'ярні, тисячолітні храми та дитячі майданчики. Український прапор та Україна стоять, бо стоїть піхота. Подякуй піхоті.
Well, you know what to do, Mexi girl. Give you guys a preview of what's to come as I scroll back to the beginning of the day with the drone report from yesterday morning. Two Iskander M's were launched. Unfortunately, none were shot down. 116 UAVs were launched. 42 were shot down. 21 were lost in location. Unfortunately, Sumy and Donetsk regions suffered as a result of the enemy attack. A Tor M2 surface-to-air missile and 2 Mista S self-propelled guns, 3 tanks, 30mm cannon, 17 military trucks, and 3 enemy cars. These are the results of the hunt of the operators of the Phoenix unit over the past week. Here's their video. This is actually a post from Zelensky. So let me go to Zelensky's official channel and play that from here. In 3 years, United 24 has raised over 56 billion with a B hryvnia in support of Ukraine. This is not just a number. It is proof that millions of people are capable of incredible. Oh, what does it say in Ukrainian? Of incredible feats in the pursuit of a common goal. We are not united by geography, language, or origin. We are united by faith. Faith that leads towards and helps to hold on in the face of brutal and unprovoked aggression. Every contribution, regardless of size, is a step towards justice. a step towards a secure future for Ukraine, which we are creating together. Thank you for showing the world unity and faith in a common goal are our most powerful weapons.
Завжди є хтось, хто скаже «це неможливо». І хтось, хто скаже «подивимось». На кожен удар ми відповідаємо єдністю. На кожен біль знайдеться рука підтримки. 3 роки мільйони людей кажуть «ми допоможемо». І ви це робите. З 2022 року разом ми зібрали майже $1,5 мільярда. Ці кошти стали теплом у класах, дронами, що здіймаються над передовою, відбудованими домівками і лікарнями та очищеною від мін українською землею. І все ж ви продовжуєте говорити. Вистоїмо, відбудуємо, переможемо. Бо люди непереможні, коли об'єднані. United 24.
Yeah, raising over $1 billion to this point. Way to go, United 24. The lucky genius got a chance at life thanks to the lack of detonation from a drone from the 110th Motorized Rifle Brigade. But he decided that luck was not his thing and committed self-harm after unsuccessfully playing with the drone. That's like getting your grenade thrown at you and picking it up and going, why didn't this thing go off? That's a Darwin Award. This one is just hilarious. Defeat of the Zaslan ship radar. Yes, a naval radar station attached to the wheels and, well, yeah. With the Marsh engine, which the Marsh engineers installed on the wheelbase by an FPV drone. According to open sources, this radar can detect and track up to 200 objects at a distance of up to 300 kilometers. This is supposedly the first video recording of the destruction of such an object. And, well, here's the video. And yes, this is a naval radar system put on a tractor trailer, basically. I mean, when you're running out of stuff, yet it can't see a drone. Otherwise, beat Putin's rats who launched an assault on cars and motorcycles in the Syrtis direction. Excuse me. Part of the reason that Ukraine is such an innovative country is they're an inclusive country. Um, Between Christians, Catholics, Muslims, um, they're a melting pot like America was back in the 50s and 60s. Um, it takes that kind of diversity to have outside the box solutions that they have. Russia is not an inclusive culture. Um, if anything, it's an exclusive. Um, they have people separated by the regions they come from in their training, like in their boot camps, because they'll have knife fights between the different groups in the boot camps. Yeah. MiG-29 strikes with SDB bombs on the Pokrovsk fortified area with infantry. Weapons cache and one candidate for Russian aerospace pilot. Cool song, but yeah, that's going to get me copyrighted, so bye-bye. I don't think he flew enough for to be, a cosmonaut. I mean, he had good distance, but no height. Back that up. No, yeah, he didn't even get above the trees. I give that a two out of 10. Russian forces have started using a new tactic near Kherson. People in dive suits to try to infiltrate Ukrainian positions by going under the river. Here is one such instance of a guy in a wetsuit. So, yeah. There once was a man from Nottingham who tried to cross the river. What a dope! Slipped on a rope and fell into an FPV drone. Yeah. It needs work. See, come to Ukraine with a plane ticket and, a passport, and you're welcome there. Come with a gun, and that's what happens. Oh, and this was beautiful video. This is video filmed from the Russians, filming a Ukrainian mine-clearing vehicle pushing through the Dragon's Teeth in minefields near the Kursk border. Footage appears to be recorded from the local drone command center. And the translation part, it already goes through the teeth. Fuck, and looks, and look, we are also ready being sorted out. Okay? Here's the video from the Russian drone command center.
Он видит.
Где летят?
Он
Она
CPV
в
летит.
джипе проходит, блядь.
Он говорит, CPV нахуй, где вторая? Два расчета одновременно.
А ну засними, тут ТМК одна стоит.
Да.
Видит, что там у вас? Давай, хуяри, блядь. Можно где?
Все.
Нихуя не
КПМ
зарабатывает.
доебал.
Вообще.
И там еще одна должна быть.
Вижу.
Так и похуй вообще.
Вторая.
Вторая нахуй.
Ух ты, блядь.
Ну вот и... Там тоже мина стоят.
Да.
А что за хуйня?
Смотри на это.
Милиционер, отойди, пожалуйста.
Сейчас, схожу.
Все, он проехал?
Да.
So there's the mine
Все, вот
clearing
он нахуй
drone.
проходит на нашей территории.
Она стала, что ли?
Первый встал, по-моему.
Нихуя идет.
Нет, идет.
Да ебать, нихуя себе.
Это ошибся. Ошибся. Жека, смотри, где? Она в джипе проходит, блядь.
Бам, по нам хуярик
Все,
пошла.
все, пошли отрабатывать.
Уйдите, вы успеете уйти.
Бэк, смотри, по нам начинают разбирать. Это авария.
Well, already made it through and is on the other side. So if that's what you mean for the attack into Kursk, yeah, they opened up another pathway through the Dragon's Teeth. Haven't heard anything else besides that. Yeah, Ukraine's done some crazy innovations. No, I don't think the wetsuit was to fool thermal cameras. They're literally like using diving equipment to cross the Dnipro River in the Kherson area to try and assault positions. Russian bunker and ammo depot blown up on the Kinburn Spit. Powerful hit by Ukraine's 122nd Territorial Defense Brigade on occupied territory. you see the ammunition is finally starting to burn and get some secondary ignitions here as well. And unfortunately, the last video I have for you guys tonight, I drank too much. I gotta go pee, so I'll play this for you as I go and do that. Oh, was it a good one? I hope so. um, Golbymon is his channel. Intro for Canty Luden. Golby made my intro. We're not done yet because we're going to keep going. Again, if you have the means and want to send some first aid to Ukraine, these are the 4 things we're looking for. But I do have this list set up so you can purchase other stuff too. So if you want to send something in particular to me or to Ukraine, just go through this link. It is pinned to the top of chat. But since we have been talking about other YouTubers, let's give a little bit of a talk about Johnny FD and him going on another apartment hunt to purchase in Ukraine. He owns an apartment in Kharkiv. He owns an apartment in Kyiv. His apartment in Kyiv is rented out. And, well, he has somebody staying in his apartment in Kharkiv. So he's looking for, like, his own apartment to stay in while he gets rental income from the others. And one of the areas he was talking about in his last video was not in Podil itself, but just outside of Podil. I know he was looking for like a 1 or 2 bedroom. And I know he likes being really close to the metro stations. Ooh, let's see what this one's at. So, right near the metro station. 3rd floor out of 4. 2 rooms. Just on the edge of Podil. Not too far from Krishatik and Maiden Square. I don't know, I think he'd like that one. Like literally 2 buildings away from the metro stop. Let's take a look at it. Oh, nice open floor plan here. This is unusual for Ukrainian apartment. Usually this corridor is all blocked up. I like that it's a brick building. Hmm. It's not bad, it's not great, and it's not furnished. Okay, so has a balcony. So this is entry. That's kind of a weird setup, it looks like. So the kitchen, the balcony, it has good bones, but it's just, I don't think it's done enough. It's needs too much work and not furnished. And oh man, that's yellow. This would be something I would be interested in, but not at 73.5. Let's go one metro stop the other side of Podil. It's still kind of expensive. The only one that's up here is this one. 82, no way. Yeah, you're getting into an area you don't want to be in. Coming out the red line towards the zoo. This one might be a good one for him. The 7th floor out of 10. 7th out of 10. So 2 different listings in this place. One for 63, one for 80. Yeah, I'm not feeling this place. It's not. Yeah, I don't feel this place. Bald ended up in Pete's memorial flag site. That's cool. So over here is the Motherland Monument. And like I know he's like right around here somewhere now. Basement of 5. I don't think he'd do a basement. Not for 77. This one might work. Not too far from the Green Line bus station or 4th of 5th. Balcony. It's not a bad room. It's a big room. You can do a lot in there. They just have a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff. So you already know he could have his big bed in here because, well, huge room, bunk bed, couch, entertainment centers. I think the only issue he'd have with this place is the paint job. decent bathroom. That's not bad for a view either. I don't know. If I knew him a little bit better. So the entrance, the bathroom, kitchen, and then the one room off the side. And it's smaller than what he has now. Because I believe he has a 2-bedroom now, but this is a 2-room instead of a 1-room. But that's not bad. But that is $64,000. But it's always going to be more expensive closer to the metro stations. Let's hop like one more metro station away. You see nothing is there. You know, it could go other side of the river, but this is kind of a ritzy area. So yeah, 125, 127, see 60. Yeah, unfinished. So yeah, this area is going to be like out of where he wants to be for pricing. Let's see, follow the blue line out. Yeah, you see, you get next to the metro station and you're really high again. That's not bad. That's close to where he was talking about for price. Nope, top floor. 3rd out of 7. 2-room, 40 square meters. Not bad. Oh, never mind. Yeah, something's going on with the floor there. I don't think he wants to do a full remodel, but still, it's not a bad place. I know the area. Oh, that'd be a nice view in the spring and summertime. But I think that's like very top end of where he wanted to be for price. Good night, Haji. Yeah, the metro stations can be a cool place to hang out during the air alerts. See, if I could talk him into this area. I know he doesn't like this area, and the metro station's kind of but 31,000. Well under his budget, 2nd floor of a 10-story building. This is something I would be looking at. park view. Oh boy. Someone liked the forest wallpaper. And that couch has to be straight out of the 60s. Yeah, that one's a little rough. I don't think so. That'd be something for like me to fix up as I go. This wouldn't be too bad. This is probably a 5-minute walk to the metro. Fifth floor though. Oh, first floor out of 2? I don't know. I like this place though. 60,000, 2-room. Okay, I like oh, I really like this place. The green marble for the countertops. Some weird alcove for the sink. So a 12-minute walk to the metro station. I don't think Johnny would go for a 12-minute walk to the metro station, but I don't know. I like this one. Two-room, 42 square meters. I think this is actually bigger than the place he has. Backup power supply. Sale from the owner. First floor of a 2-story building. Sold with the furniture. Stall and air house. Separate room. Brick building. Nice. When there is no light, there's internet. There is mobile communication. There's water. Heating is working. Backup power supply when the power goes out. There is gas. The only thing Johnny would say against this is that 12-minute walk to the metro. But that is a nice area. There, let's... And yes, I do know that area fairly well. Come on, zoom out. There we go. That's not too far from where I stayed. So, I believe it's right here. Double check. Yeah, so that is... this side. So that's in that building right here. Oh, and it's right next to a school. Yeah, I believe it's that building right there. Yeah, so that's the school, that's this building. There's another one in this building. Second floor. You'd have to take care of the roof, but if you want to do a reno, that's the place to do it. Wow. See where I would want to be? I mean, I'd be ecstatic if I could get like something in this area right here. First floor of 5, I could deal with that for 37. Those pink tiles would have to get replaced, but that's a pretty small area to have to worry about that, so. Yeah, somebody liked their pink floor tiles. Oh darn, replace the shower curtain. The only thing I wouldn't like about being on the first floor is there's no balcony. Top floor. For 45, that's not bad. I do like that kitchen. That bathroom is clean. There is a balcony. Okay, I definitely like the balcony. This would be almost enough for me to overcome the fifth floor. Let's check this one out. 3rd to 5th, perfect. Oh, panel building though. With all the clutter, it's really hard to get a concept of the place. Okay, so there's the entrance, the corridor, bathroom, kitchen, one room, second room with a balcony. It's not bad. I know this area. Okay, this one's like, oh, I've looked at this one before. Yeah, it needs new wallpaper, and that drop ceiling just. Okay, you know, want to know how I know it's a drop ceiling? Look at that height above the door. Yeah, this wouldn't be a bad fixer-upper. Now look at that height above the door. So, yeah, I don't know why they put the drop ceiling in there to lower that height. Definitely a fixer-upper, but I could get behind that one. Have a good night, Golby. I'm not going to be too much farther behind you. 37. Oh, there's a bunch of listings in this place. Second floor out of 5. Good size room. Was that a king size bed? I like the kitchen. Yeah. Bathroom's kind of basic but doable. It's not an enclosed balcony, but I'd prefer to have an enclosed balcony. That's not bad. But there's a bunch of other listings in that building. First of 5? No. Not this one. First of 5? No. I could do filters. Not the top, not the first. And I want brick. $68 for a 2-bedroom. 4th of 5th, not for me. How do I get on looking for me? Um, that one's not bad. It's not far from the red line. Uh, 3rd or 5th floor, that's okay. Kind of a smallish kitchen. Okay, I like this. But no balcony. Let's see what the video on YouTube says. It's just a general video about Kyiv. Never mind. Yeah, if it had a balcony, that'd be nice. But it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. See, the thing I liked about this area is that I knew it well enough. All I had to do was, like, this was the building I stayed in while I was there last time. The bus stop was right here, so literally walk out my door, go to the bus stop. And this bus would take me right here to this metro station. So, oh darn, I have to walk 20 feet and hop on a bus to get to the metro. Like the place, Yeah, see, I don't think I need to be like on top of the metro station like Johnny does. I could deal with being farther away. Um, Metro's not all it's cracked up to be, anyways. The other area I would like to be in, if I had to, would be this area here. Um, Again, it's pretty far from the metro lines, but there's a bus that runs right down this road, right to the metro line here. Literally one bus to the metro. Um, there's also the old tram line runs down this road. So if you really, really had to, you could hop on the tramway, go from on the old tramway down here and up here and hop off and get off on the metro right here. So, this area wouldn't be bad. 38, 1 Kimyata, what floor? Second out of fifth. Oh, that's some wild wallpaper. That's reasonable. Any others in that building? No. How close is? Okay, yeah, I know that building. Third of fifth. Overlooking the park. No, it has the balcony, entrance, kitchen, bathroom, 1 room, 2 rooms. That's doable. Yeah, I like that one. Anything else in that building? No. Okay, last one. Fourth of fifth floor. 50,000. Right on Vatsala Havila. Okay, I like the chandelier. I like the patio so far. I hope it gives me a better view of it. So it looks like someone spent some time doing art projects on the walls. Not bad, but butterfly chandelier. So butterfly in one room and the plant in the other. Oh, one heck of a storage closet. Okay, it is an enclosed balcony. Oh, bathroom looks nice. So entryway, bathroom, kitchen, 1 room, 2 rooms with a closet. It's doable. Nice little courtyard. And the view from the balcony. That's not bad because when these trees green up, you barely be able to see that building. Okay, let's play you.
Вітаю вашій увазі двохкімнатна квартира, яка знаходиться на бульварі Вацлава Гавела, 75. Квартира під житловий стан загальною площею 45 метрів квадратних. Одна з кімнат, яка з балконом є прохідною побільшої квадратури, друга кімната поменше. Маємо газ, все повністю залишається. Записуйтесь на перегляд. Друга кімната поменше. Маємо газ та поменше.
Get off there. So it's not very well insulated, but the frosted glass does give you some more privacy. That'd be interesting, but that's like way over my price range. Yeah, how much did yours cost now, Nara? Yeah, I'd have to have a balcony if I moved into the city. I just enjoy sitting out on the balcony way too much when I was here. And let's go down to that area. I think it was this one right here. So right there is the tramway. This is the busy street of Václav Havel. And yeah, that would be the apartment building right there. I wouldn't mind that one. Now let's go to the other side of the street. So you see the tramway. There you go. There's the tramway. But this place, literally walk out of the building, hop on the tramway, and you can come down to this area. There's like a huge, almost like a little mini market here on the corner. Flower shop, meat shop, grocery store in the back, Anteca drugstore right there. A bunch of other little shops along the street right here. And like this area is all under development, putting in high-rise buildings right now. More shops down this way. In that really cool restaurant is right here. This is where the girls were dancing and all that. Uh, just a pretty cool restaurant. Dinner and a show. And that's like my apartment building would be right here if I bought that one. That restaurant's right there. All kinds of shops right here. Ukroposta right there. Fora grocery store. ATB right there. So I mean, everything I need is walking distance. The only time I'd have to leave this little neighborhood is if I wanted to go downtown. And if I want to go downtown, okay, that's a little bit of an issue because, oh, there's the stop for the tramway, or there's the stop for the tramway. So I'd have to walk. Oh, darn. Or I could get on the bus. And from that tramway or that bus, I can get to here, which is the high-speed tram that goes right through here. And that could take me out to Dnipro Market, this little shopping center here at Nahata Yuri. All kinds of different restaurants and stuff here. But like, okay, hop on the tramway, and that tramway comes right by and drops off here, which is just across the street from my favorite restaurant. So yeah, I could live my life along this tramway and be quite content. What was the price on that one? $50. See, this area is all under construction right here. Oh, 52. What is this one? 10th of 14th. No, 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 no. Yeah, see, personally, I would love to be like in this area. This is like a higher end area. This area was built for the workers in all these factory areas right here. But since then, it's turned into like a little sleeping area right in the middle of the city. And like I said, you hop the high-speed tram. It's like a nice modern tram. See if we go back enough. Get a decent view of it. Not really there. But I mean, this tram that runs right down this road is like a modern tram that's no steps up. You know, it does get a little busy once in a while. Anyways, that tram runs from right here next to the train station all the way down to here, and then all the way down this way to here. I mean, you can do quite a bit of area on the high-speed tram. The only real issue is the high-speed tram does not really connect with the train station all that well, unless you go from here over to the metro station at Vauxhallna. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a walk to connect. But but see the old tram that runs along here comes up through this road, comes down this road here, goes all the way over to here, all the way down into Podil. And it's not the fastest tram, but I mean, there you are going across almost the entire city, getting to downtown for 8 hryvnia. Just hop on one tram. And see if I can remember where that square. I think this is it right here. Yeah, I did a little video from this park. Like literally the tram comes and drops you off right here. And then there's this like neat little shrine right here in the middle of the city. And from here you can connect with several different buses if you need to go to a different part of the city. Well, like I got off the tram here, hung out in the park, and the next bus I needed to catch was right here. And like I said, that's right outside of where I was staying. Yeah, I do too. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to bed as well. So I'm going to call it here. I'm not going to play the outro. I will say thank you for coming. Thank you for hitting the like. Thank you for hitting the subscribe. Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody, and keep supporting Ukraine. Yeah, same here. And I got another rough one coming tomorrow because I have to go fix the roof on the chicken coop. Fun. And so I got to be up in exactly 8 hours. Good night, everybody. Stay safe.